Hey everyone, I'm Brian, and I'm here to talk about a Sonic show because, as you all know, I'm a Sonic fan. And you've probably seen by the pictures that I have almost any kind of DVD and video based on a certain Sonic show. Well, there is one show I'd like to talk about that obviously, doesn't get that much love, I guess, from the fans. I mean, there are some fans out there that like it, and then there's there's a majority. Basically, there's a majority of fans that like it, and there's a majority that don't. And that show is the Sonic Underground show. Now, right here. Now, let's be honest. Okay, I mean, I admit Sonic Underground is a little bit more different than what SATM was and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was. But I think, in a way, what Sega was trying to do I think, in a way, what Sega and Dig Animation were doing were testing out something. You see, even up to the late 90s, no one knew of, exactly how Amy Rose was, or how, fans would react to seeing a character like Amy Rose on television. So I think, in part of making Sonic Underground, they wanted to see how, fans would react to a female Hedgehog character being in the picture. And that's where Sonya came in. Now, I think also, in a way, what Sega was doing was trying to go back to the root of the entire franchise. Like, this is how Sonic the Hedgehog first began. And, like, what would it be like if Sonic the Hedgehog was, without Tails and Sally and all these other characters, and it was just Sonic and Robotnik and a few varieties. I think that's what was going on, honestly. I think those are some of the ideas that were being tossed around. Like, what would it be like if we went just back to the roots, and how do fans react to certain characters being introduced in part of a television series along with Sonic. I think, in a way, they also wanted to try something out, try something new. You see, apparently, by reading, I guess, the Archie comics up to then, they realized that Archie comics explored different universes of Sonic and saw different versions of him. So they probably figured, Sega along with Dig Animation probably figured, it'd probably be fun if we put Sonic in a situation to where there was that instead of having Tails and Sally and Rhoda and Antoine and Bunny by his side, he just has his brothers and sisters. And he just has a brother and a sister. And instead of having, a girl instead of just having, like, say, someone like Sally being the royalty, why not make Sonic royalty along with his siblings, and then throw in the fact that the twins, if you will, and throw in the fact that in a way similar to SATM, where Sally was looking for her father and eventually found him in the void, they are searching for the mother to reunite with her to become the Council of Four, while she is trying to protect them till that day comes. So in a way, I think they just wanted to test. So in a way, by making Sonic Underground, I think they just wanted to test out a new format, how fans would, take to it. Now, like I said, there's a majority of fans that have taken to it, like myself, and have enjoyed it. Because not only is it funny, because it's got its comedy in there, but it's also got its action and adventure, and it's also has some drama in there. It's got a variety of everything, just like SATM did. SATM, you might say, started out as an adventure, action-adventure, dark and dramatic. But in the second season, it got more comical. That's exactly what Sonic Underground was. As a matter of fact, some people have said that Sonic Underground was more of a mixture of both shows, SATM and Adventures, rolled into one. And when you take a look at the fact that Robotnik has two lackeys in Sleet and Dingo in Sonic Underground, and in Adventures, his lackeys were Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts. But his two main ones were Scratch and Grounder. But, just like SATM, it also retained its dark atmosphere, its dark dramatic atmosphere, to the point that there were certain moments in the show that seemed so deep and dramatic, it made you feel for the characters. And of course, it had its action and adventure. Now, everybody apparently, doesn't matter if you like the show or not, enjoyed all those elements in the show. The one thing, though, that no one enjoyed that a majority of the fans that didn't like the show didn't enjoy, was the singing. Because some felt as though that was unnecessary. But like I said, I believe, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans that enjoyed the show believe the same thing, is that, just like I said, Sega and Dig were testing out a new format. Like, how would they feel if Sonic was singing? Because we've all seen in SatEM that Sonic had a guitar and he sang in one episode. Well, actually, 2 episodes, that is. The pilot and in Sonic and Subsonic, I guess you can say. Those episodes. And of course, we saw him playing guitar in the comics. And we've seen that as well in the games, like with those little role play. Well, you get the idea. Basically, that's the whole situation. I think that's what they wanted to do, kind of test out how fans will react to Sonic singing on the show, almost in just about every episode. So, honestly, I think what it is, to me, I think what it is that fans that don't like the show, I believe it's just because of the singing. They probably didn't mind it overall, but I believe it's just because of the singing. Now, some say, some may say they didn't like it because it didn't have no Tails, didn't have no Sally, no Bunny, that's okay and everything. I mean, in my honest opinion, I always thought that they were going to have a crossover episode. I mean, we've seen episodes of Sonic Underground where they go to different dimensions, right? I mean, various versions of themselves, as apparently inspired by what they read in Archie comics, like I mentioned earlier. My thought was they were probably going to do another one, but where they would travel to a dimension where Sally and the Freedom Fighters were. That world Sonic was teamed up with Sally and the Freedom Fighters. They're in the same fighting cause. I was probably thinking that was going to happen, but it never did. But anyway, that's all I really want to say about Sonic Underground. I mean, if you haven't really watched the series, I suggest you go to Netflix or Blockbuster or wherever you can rent the series. Rent the entire series, watch it. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Despite if you like the singing or not, or what you think about it, I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Oh yeah. But that's all I have to say about the Sonic Underground. I hope I was understandable and kind of made a few good points and made some sense here. So until then, I'll talk to you all later, and God bless.